what is interesting about wheelchair basketball is the fact that more and more the philosophy of the sport is that wheelchair basketball is a sport. It's not basketball, it's wheelchair basketball, where the chair is part of the equipment. Canada has been one big leaders in that new philosophy, which many countries now are doing the same, as to increase the number of players and to increase also the caliber of the game. So today, the sport is seen as a sport where the chair is a piece of equipment.
Very interesting.
The knowledge of the sport increased so much in the last 20 years, and what is very nice and interesting to see is the fact that 20 years ago, the majority of the wheelchair basketball athletes started in the late teenage, and today you can see a lot of mini wheelchair basketball. Small little kids, 5 years old, 6 years old, playing the sport, developing their knowledge at a very early age, where they hit the junior age to the junior team representing their country. And more we will see younger athletes at the World's event representing the country.
Talk about how anybody can play.
The fact that wheelchair basketball is seen as a sport with a piece of equipment as a wheelchair opened the doors to anybody who wants to play the sport. So wheelchair basketball is not only a sport for people with a physical disability, but a sport for everybody. So if my brother or sister or my cousin or even my friend, anybody I know who are interested to play b-ball in wheelchair, they just have to grab that equipment of a wheelchair and play it. And that way, not only we, as I said earlier, increase the number of players, but the caliber at the same time is doubled. So it's pretty cool to see that wheelchair basketball is played by anybody who wants to play anywhere in the world.
And how long is the season?
The sport of wheelchair basketball is played as a regular season in Canada from September, October to May. But because the world's event, like the World Championship and the Paralympic Games, oftentimes are during the summer or on the fall, there's no stop for wheelchair basketball. So the season is pretty much 12 years around.
And during the season, what team do you play for?
I personally play for a women's team in Quebec, Canada. I play for a co-ed team in Montreal. I play also for a team that is based in Los Angeles and or Alberta, that we put a squad together for the American Leagues, and I play on a national team. So I have 3 teams domestically and one that I represent the country. And pretty much everybody are in the same situation. We cannot only play on one team to get the most of the games and develop ourselves to be the best in that play. We have to join all the opportunity we could to have floor time and practices and training and be ready for the big games.
And how often do you train?
As a national team member, all the athletes pretty much train 7 days a week. The majority of us play in the morning as a session shooting practice. In the afternoon is a training with weights under a weight program, and in the evening oftentimes we play with our local organization in scrimmage situation or aerobic games. So it's days a week with games in between with our own teams and with the national teams, of course.
And where is your next game?
Canada is going to be in Atlanta for the Roosevelt Cup, along with other countries like USA, Australia, and maybe Japan. I'm not sure about that. But we will be in Roosevelt. From Roosevelt, we will go to Alabama right after. And then we will have a staging camp in Ottawa for 2 weeks. Oh, I forgot the Visa Paralympic Cups in Manchester in June, where we are going to train also for 4 days after that tournament in GB as a group. Then we come back home, having 2 weeks training in Ottawa, Canada, and then we will be leaving to Birmingham for the World Championship.
Birmingham,
Yes.
Alabama for the World
It will
Championship?
be Birmingham, England, in Great Britain.
Great Britain, Birmingham, Great Britain. And what are the dates of the World Championships?
The dates for the World Championship exactly will be beginning of July to July 17th.
Fantastic.
Yes.
And will it be televised? Do you know?
Unfortunately, it will be maybe televised as a highlight, and unfortunately, under the media, wheelchair basketball did not reach the notoriety that they should deserve. There's a lot to do as far as cover is concerned, where we are pretty neglected by the media. Unfortunately, we have to push more and increase the communication into our own local organization, provincial organization, regional organization, national organization, to finally, hopefully, one day that wheelchair basketball will have its spot under the media to be covered as much as possible. There's a lot of misunderstanding about the sport, where every time we hear wheelchair, every time we hear wheelchair is associated to a medical pragma, as opposed to that piece of equipment that we try to demystify to the general public. We do not see wheelchair basketball enough to make the population aware that it is a great sport and it's very intense and aggressive and should deserve all, the spot they deserve.
Is there a website that people can visit to find out more about the sport or the games, or?
You can visit, if you want to know a lot more about wheelchair basketball, you can definitely see it under the International Wheelchair Basketball Federation, which is IWBF.org, and also every national organization will have the same information. Like in Canada, it will be Wheelchair Basketball Canada, which is wheelchairbasketball.ca, and you will find the same thing in USA under the National Wheelchair Basketball Association, which is nwba.org, and so on and so forth. If you Google or Yahoo or anything, you will find it, no problem.
Okay, thank you so much, Chantal. Is there anything else you want to add?
If you do have a chance one day to see